Are you curious about the upcoming Bitcoin halving in 2024 and how it might be different this time? Let's set the stage. Bitcoin halving is a milestone event in the cryptocurrency world, scheduled to occur every 210,000 blocks of the Bitcoin blockchain. Simply put, it's when the block subsidy, or the reward miners earn from mining a block of Bitcoin, is reduced by half. This year, we're gearing up for the fourth Bitcoin halving, another significant moment in the journey of this revolutionary digital currency. It's a time of anticipation, speculation, and yes, a fair share of myths and misconceptions. The last halving in 2020 saw the block reward tumble from 12.5 to 6.25 Bitcoin. The 2024 halving will slice it further to just over 3 Bitcoin. But what does this mean for the future of Bitcoin and its community of users and miners? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this intriguing event and debunk some myths along the way. So what exactly is Bitcoin halving? Well, let's start by painting a picture. Imagine a clock ticking away, and every 4 years or so, or every 210,000 blocks to be exact, an event happens within the Bitcoin blockchain. This event is what we call the Bitcoin halving. But why does it happen? And what does it mean? Bitcoin halving is like a scheduled maintenance for Bitcoin's engine, its blockchain. It's a process designed to manage the supply of Bitcoin to ensure it doesn't run out too quickly. This is done by halving the block subsidy, which is the reward that miners earn for mining a block of Bitcoin. The block subsidy is reduced by half every 210,000 blocks. Let's take a step back. When the Bitcoin network was first launched by Satoshi, each block came with a reward of 50 newly minted Bitcoins. Fast forward to about 4 years later, and the first Bitcoin halving occurred. The reward was reduced to 25 Bitcoins. 4 years after that, another halving, and the reward went from 25 to 12.5 Bitcoins. The trend continued, and in 2020, the reward was reduced to 6.25 Bitcoins. This regular halving of the block subsidy is what ensures the longevity of Bitcoin. It's a way to control the supply and keep inflation in check. But it's not as simple as just cutting the reward in half. In the Bitcoin system, the unit of measurement is not Bitcoin, but Satoshi. So the reward is actually reduced in terms of Satoshi, which complicated things a bit. The halving isn't a traditional division, it's a binary division. It happens by shifting the binary digits to the right. This method of division ensures that the reward never dips below 1 Satoshi, the smallest possible unit. Now that we understand the basics of Bitcoin halving, let's debunk some common misconceptions. There are several myths surrounding Bitcoin halving. Let's clarify these misconceptions. One of the most common myths about Bitcoin halving is that it will cause a dramatic increase in the value of Bitcoin. While it's true that the supply of new Bitcoins entering the market is cut in half, this doesn't necessarily guarantee a price increase. The value of Bitcoin is influenced by a myriad of factors, including market demand, investor sentiment, and broader economic conditions. Therefore, while halving can create some upward pressure on the price, it's not a surefire ticket to the moon. Another misconception is that halving increases the difficulty of mining. Now, this is not entirely accurate. The difficulty of mining a block is not directly affected by halving. Instead, it's adjusted every 2016 blocks, or roughly every 2 weeks, based on the total computational power of the network. So, while fewer Bitcoins are awarded per block after halving, the difficulty of mining doesn't suddenly double. A related myth is that Bitcoin halving will eventually lead to the end of Bitcoin mining. This is based on the premise that as the block reward decreases, miners will no longer find it profitable to mine and will cease their operations. However, this fails to consider transaction fees. As the block reward decreases, the importance of transaction fees as an incentive for miners increases. Even when all 21 million Bitcoins have been mined, miners can still earn revenue from transaction fees. So while the dynamics of mining will change, it won't spell the end of Bitcoin mining. Some also believe that halving leads to a major market correction or crash. History has shown us that while there might be increased volatility around the time of the halving, it doesn't necessarily lead to a market crash. Again, the price of Bitcoin is influenced by many factors, and while halving is certainly a significant event, it's not the only factor at play. Lastly, there's a notion that halving is a form of market manipulation, a way for the early adopters and big players to squeeze out smaller investors. But remember, Bitcoin's protocol, including the halving mechanism, has been known and available for scrutiny since Bitcoin's inception. It's not a surprise event or a secret scheme, but a predictable and transparent part of Bitcoin's design. Now that we have debunked these myths, we can better understand the true impact of Bitcoin halving. But how is the 2024 Bitcoin halving different from the previous ones? Well, let's dive into some of the unique aspects of this upcoming event. First, let's consider the mining community. Over the years, we've seen a significant growth in the number of Bitcoin miners. This growth has brought about increased competition and thus higher levels of energy consumption. However, with the 2024 halving, we are seeing a shift towards more sustainable mining practices. Miners are now more aware than ever of their environmental impact and are investing in renewable energy sources to power their operations. This is a major leap forward from where we were just a few years ago. The second change we're seeing is in the technological advancements. The development of new hardware and software solutions has allowed for more efficient and effective mining practices. The use of application-specific integrated circuits, or ASICs, has become more prevalent, and these devices are far more powerful than the CPUs and GPUs that were used in the early days of Bitcoin. This has made mining more profitable despite the decrease in block rewards. And lastly, there's the evolving cryptocurrency market. In the past, Bitcoin halvings have been met with much speculation and uncertainty. However, as the market matures, we are seeing a shift in perception. Investors are becoming more knowledgeable about the mechanisms of Bitcoin and are less likely to be swayed by hype and fear. This means that the 2024 halving may not cause as drastic a market fluctuation as previous halvings. In addition, the introduction of new cryptocurrencies and the development of blockchain technology have expanded the crypto market beyond just Bitcoin. Investors now have a plethora of options to choose from, which could potentially dilute the impact of the Bitcoin halving. The 2024 Bitcoin halving promises to be an exciting event for Bitcoin enthusiasts and investors alike. We're looking forward to seeing how these changes will shape the future of Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency market. Let's summarize what we've learned today. We've delved into the fascinating world of Bitcoin and its halving phenomenon, a regularly scheduled event occurring every 210,000 blocks in the Bitcoin blockchain. This event sees the block subsidy, part of the miner's reward, reduced by half. From the Genesis block offering 50 freshly minted Bitcoin, we've journeyed through subsequent halvings in 2012, 2016 and 2020, each time witnessing the reward decrease, and now we're looking towards the upcoming 2024 halving, where the reward will be a mere 3.125 Bitcoin. We've also debunked some common myths, like the misconception that rewards are measured in Bitcoin. In reality, the system operates on Satoshi, the smallest unit of Bitcoin. Every Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis, and it's in these integer Satoshis that values are recorded. This leads us to the upcoming 2024 halving, which will see the block reward reduced to 312,500,000 Satoshis. Another myth we've busted is the concept of fractions of a Satoshi. They simply do not exist on the blockchain. The only place where less than a Satoshi is recognized is on the Lightning Network, and even then, when it hits the blockchain, it's rounded up to an integer Satoshi. So what makes the 2024 halving unique? Well, it's all about the binary division, or shifting the binary digits to the right. This is how the halving is achieved, and it may have some curious implications for the future of Bitcoin. In conclusion, the Bitcoin halving is a complex yet intriguing process that is integral to the world of cryptocurrency. It's a testament to the innovative design of Bitcoin and its ability to self-regulate and maintain its scarcity. Keep an eye on the upcoming Bitcoin halving in 2024. It's sure to bring some interesting developments in the world of cryptocurrency.